So hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about the vegan diet, right? Well, there's no such thing to start off with. There's no such thing as a vegan diet. No one specific diet that is for vegans, right? Neither is veganism a diet. It's not a fad diet. It's nothing to do with, weight loss, getting super fit or anything like that. Veganism is a lifestyle. Basically, it's from the foods like dairy, like say meat, the animal flesh, fur, anything that in any way in which we exploit an animal, basically. So also for entertainment purposes, such as going to the zoo, for horse riding, fishing, you name it, anything that basically causes harm where we basically can avoid it. Yeah? So veganism is not a diet. However, you go on to Google and search vegan or veganism, the majority of what you find on there, especially under vegan, is to do with food. Meal plans, talking about what sort of different foods vegans eat and things like that. This is called a plant-based diet. It's a diet that you consume, or foods that we consume that are made from plants or that are directly a plant. Okay, so it's got nothing to do with a specific diet. It's not something that you do for a short period of time, to lose weight or, like I say, to get fit. However, there can be benefits to consuming a plant-based diet with regards to health and general wellness. Okay? The funny thing is, though, is that we're getting to a point now where plant-based and vegan have almost become combined into one category, which makes people believe that as long as they're consuming a plant-based diet, so it doesn't matter if they're exploiting animals in any other way, as long as they're eating a plant-based diet, that they're vegan. And that is far from the truth. That is very far from the truth. Now, being vegan, however, doesn't make you perfect. It means you will try and avoid, where possible and where it's practicable, exploitation of animals. Okay? So, you'll hear people say, "Oh, you stood on an ant, you're no longer vegan," or the car you drive causes damage to like other wildlife that you could potentially hit while you're driving along, and just by living by default you're causing harm. You're no longer vegan. Crop deaths there and all this rubbish. No one says that we can live a way that basically stops it, especially in the current world, especially how we live now. That is nearly impossible. Okay, I don't believe there will come a point where we will not cause even a slight bit of harm to any animal out there, because just by us living, we are taking up land. We're using resources that different forms of transport, things like that by default happen to cause harm. Okay, not just to non-human animals, but to animals, to human animals as well. Humans get knocked down by vehicles and stuff like that, so it's unavoidable. Now, it's getting to the point now where it's hard to say you're vegan because people just assume that's what you mean. When you're trying to explain to somebody that you want them to stop causing unnecessary harm to sentient beings, Now, some people will go, well, that sounds silly. Well, what are you on about? Why would you try to live a lifestyle that takes away your pleasures for the sake of somebody else's life? Now, the fact is, we can still have pleasures. We can still do fun things. We can still live a lifestyle which is that in comparison to a non-vegan lifestyle. But being vegan, there are so many different ways in which we can have entertainment, fashion items, clothing, you name it, like anything out there that you would like to have for pleasure, for your own personal needs, you can have that now vegan. There's literally an alternative for everything. What amazes me is that people come up with these arguments, the same ones, repetitive all the time, as to why they feel the need to basically cause harm to sentient beings. Normally it's taste, pleasure, or bacon though, steak, whatever they come up with. And the funny thing about that is they still are afraid to call the flesh of an animal for what it really is. They always use the names that's given to it to disguise what it actually is. The flesh, the part of an animal, a sentient being, why are they still trying to, if you're going to argue against veganism, why are you still doing it from a so far disconnected point that you feel that you can? It's because I feel that it's like it's either got to be because they generally want to try and annoy people, and I say people because vegans are people. In fact, there's a lot of vegans out there, a lot, and if that's their intention, is to annoy us, I don't understand, because they are not, it's not us that are being affected by them saying these things. It's the animals. So they're already doing enough harm to the animals. So by trying to annoy us vegans, that's not doing anything. They're coming up with these stupid, ridiculous arguments that have been debunked over and over again. There's scientific proof. There's all these things about plants feel pain. And what they don't realise is that we're feeding majority of plants to the animals. So by default, they're causing more harm to the plants just by consuming animals. Just by exploiting animals. Because they're not natural. These animals have been bred into existence for these, what people call products, and it's just pointless. It really is. It's damaging people's health, it's damaging the environment, and you're killing innocent babies, right? Now, I'm not an advocate for the health or the environment. They just happen to be benefits that are what can be achieved by not exploiting animals. Now question yourself this. Yes, so if you want to continue something that's not only causing harm to non-human animals, you're also causing, by default, harm to human animals, to our health and our home. And yeah, face the facts. You may not like it, but that's the truth. People of a younger age more so have this mentality that they feel that by trolling people online, coming on and leaving these comments, especially on vegan YouTubers channels, saying, well, bacon, or you need to eat meat, or, circle of life, all this rubbish, if they feel that that is the answer to their future, if that's the only hope they've got, is to argue that they're going to argue about something that is going to damage their future, they haven't got a future. They're ruining their own lives rather than actually just facing the facts. Just because they say, oh, I'm a man, look at me, big muscles, I'm the apex predator, you know, I'm big and strong, and oh, lions though, and you know, other animals eat other animals. Other animals don't have an impact on their own lifestyle due to this. They also don't have the same mannerisms as we do. And where they live and how they live, that is how they survive. They don't have the option to go to a supermarket and source out products. Okay, so yeah, this is just a quick video that I wanted to put up. I want to say this because I want people to know. I want you to understand that we're not out there for health, right? You can have an unhealthy vegan diet, the same as you can have an unhealthy non-vegan diet. A whole foods plant-based diet can be very healthy. You know, it can reverse heart disease, type 2 diabetes. You know, it has been proven, right? So there are benefits to it. But veganism is not a diet, it's a lifestyle. Anyway, if you're not already and you've watched this video, go vegan and stop abusing animals for no reason. Peace.
Check it out, yo. Feel the rhythm on the bass mark, man. I feel the rhythm on the bass mark. If any woman comes around, run, test me.